Welcome to Before the Council, a reading of the Revere City Council agenda for the meeting of Monday, February 26, 2018. There are 25 items on the agenda this week. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. with the Billboard Ordinance Committee meeting. It's followed at 6 o'clock by the Revere City Council meeting, which begins with a salute to the flag, and calendar item number 1, the roll call of members, and calendar item number 2, the approval of the journal of the regular meeting of February 5th, 2018. Then it's on to calendar item number 3. Pursuant to Council Order 18-023, Patriot Properties and the Board of Assessors will appear before the City Council to discuss the revaluations in the city. Calendar item number 4, under public hearings, pursuant to Council Order 18-054, this is a joint hearing of the City Council and the Planning Board called as ordered on the application of the McClellan Highway Development Company, LLC, relative to a proposed amendment to the City of Revere zoning ordinances regarding Suffolk Downs Overlay District. Calendar item number 5, pursuant to Council Order 18-055, this is a hearing called as ordered on the application of Marilucia Alves Fonseca of Medford, Massachusetts, seeking permission from the Revere City Council to raze the existing nonconforming commercial structure and reconstruct a new two-story commercial structure on Lot 4A at number 225 Broadway in Revere. Calendar item number 6. Pursuant to Council Order 18-037, a hearing has been called as ordered on an ordinance relative to snow, slush, and ice on sidewalks. An ordinance relative to snow and ice removal on sidewalks, Section 1, Sections 12.04.350, snow and ice removal, sidewalks and footways, 12.04.360, snow and ice removal, roofs sloping to street, and 12.04.370, snow and ice removal, failure to comply of the Revere revised ordinances is hereby deleted in its entirety and inserting in place the following new section 12.04.350, snow, slush, and ice on sidewalks. Section 12.04.350, snow, slush, and ice on sidewalks and curb ramps. A. Requirements for snow and or slush. No owner, manager, or tenant, if expressly required to remove snow under a written lease and rental agreement of a building, estate, or land abutting on a sidewalk, shall place or suffer to remain in place for more than 3 hours after snowfall has ended. Between sunrise and sunset, any slush or any loose granule or packed snow upon such sidewalk. Removal of any slush or snow shall be conducted along the full paved width of such sidewalk and in a manner that ensures the orderly flow and safety of pedestrian traffic upon such sidewalks. Removal of any slush or snow shall be conducted in a manner that clears a path of a minimum of 42 inches wide. Each day that a violation exists shall be considered a separate and distinct violation. B. Requirements for ice. No owner, manager, or tenant, if expressly required to remove ice under a written lease or rental agreement of a building, estate, or land abutting on a sidewalk, shall place or suffer to remain in place for more than 3 hours after snowfall has ended, between sunrise and sunset, any ice upon such sidewalk. Removal of any ice shall be in a manner consistent with the requirements of subsection A, except that any such owner, manager, or tenant shall be deemed to be in compliance with this paragraph if such ice is made level and completely covered with sand, sawdust, or other similar material. Each day that a violation exists shall be considered a separate and distinct violation. C. Requirements for snow and or slush on curb ramps. No owner, manager, or tenant, if expressly required to remove snow and/or slush under a written lease or rental agreement of a building, estate, or land abutting on one or more curb ramps shall place or suffer to remain in place for more than 3 hours after snowfall has ended between sunrise and sunset, any slush or any loose granule or packed snow upon such curb ramps. Removal of any slush or snow shall be conducted along the full paved width of such curb ramps and in a manner that ensures the orderly flow and safety of pedestrian traffic on such curb ramps. Removal of any slush or snow shall be conducted in a manner that clears a path of a minimum of 42 inches wide from the sidewalk to the street. Each day that a violation exists shall be considered a separate, distinct violation. D, requirements for ice on curb ramps. No owner, manager, or tenant, if expressly required to remove ice under a written lease or rental agreement of a building, estate, or land abutting on one or more curb ramps, shall place or suffer to remain in place for more than 3 hours after snowfall has ended between sunrise and sunset, any ice upon such curb ramps. Removal of any ice shall be in a manner consistent with the requirements of subsection A, except that any such owner, manager, or tenant shall be deemed in compliance with this paragraph if such ice is made level and completely covered with sand, sawdust, or other similar material. Each day that the violation exists shall be considered a separate and distinct violation. E, no person shall remove slush, snow, or ice from privately owned real property and place it upon any sidewalk, curb ramp, or street. F, enforcement and penalties. Inspectional services shall enforce the provisions of this section. Any person violating any provisions of this section shall be liable to a fine not less than $25 or more than $490 for each offense. A separate offense shall be deemed committed on each day or part of each day during which a violation occurs or continues. G, exemptions. Any owner or tenant, if expressly required to remove snow, slush, and/or ice under a written lease or rental agreement of a building, estate, or land abutting on a sidewalk within a residential zoning district, is of age 65 or older, or is disabled, shall not be subject to the enforcement and penalties provisions of this section. Calendar item number 7. Pursuant to Council Order 18-036, a hearing has been called as ordered on an ordinance prohibiting the distribution of single-use disposable plastic shopping bags. An ordinance prohibiting the distribution of single-use disposable plastic shopping bags. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Revere as follows. Section 1, Title 8, Chapter 8.04, Offenses Generally, is hereby amended by adding the following new section. Section 8.04.090, Use of disposable plastic bags at retail business establishments. A, purpose. The reduction in the use of disposable plastic shopping bags by retail establishments in the city is a public purpose that protects the marine environment, advances solid waste reduction, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, and protects waterways. This ordinance seeks to reduce the number of plastic bags that are being used, discarded, and littered, and to promote the use of reusable checkout bags and recyclable paper bags by retail establishments located in the city. B, definitions. The following words shall, unless the context clearly requires otherwise, have the following meanings. 1. Checkout bag means a carry-out bag provided by a retail establishment to a customer at the point of sale. Checkout bags shall not include A, bags, whether plastic or not, in which loose produce or bulk items are placed by the consumer to deliver such items to the point of sale or checkout area of the retail establishment. B, laundry or dry cleaner bags. C, newspaper bags. Or D, bags used to contain or wrap frozen foods, meat or fish, whether prepackaged or not, to prevent or contain moisture and or prevent contamination. 2. Disposable plastic shopping bag means any checkout bag made predominantly of plastic derived from either petroleum, natural gas, or a biologically based source such as corn or other plant sources, which is provided to a customer at the point of sale. A. The term disposable plastic shopping bag includes 1. Degradable plastic bags, and 2. Biodegradable plastic bags that are not commercially compostable, as well as commercially compostable plastic bags. B. The term disposable plastic shopping bag shall not include 1. Reusable bags, 2. Produce bags, or 3. Product bags. C. As used in this definition, the term produce bag or product bag means any bag without handles used exclusively to carry produce, meats, or other food items to the point of sale inside a store, or to prevent such food items from coming into direct contact with other purchased items. 3. Recyclable paper bag means a paper bag that is 100% recyclable and contains at least 40% post-consumer recycled content and displays the words recyclable and made from 40% post-consumer recyclable content in a visible manner on the outside of the bag. 4. Retail establishment means any commercial enterprise defined as the following, whether for or not for profit, including but not limited to restaurants, pharmacies, convenience and grocery stores, liquor stores, seasonal and temporary businesses, jewelry stores, and household goods stores. 5. Reusable bag means a bag that is specifically designed and manufactured for multiple reuse and is either polyester, polypropylene, cotton, or other durable material, and meets the following requirements. A. Has a minimum life capability of 125 or more uses, carrying 22 or more pounds, and B. Is machine washable or is made of a material that can be cleaned or disinfected 125 times, or C. Has a thickness of greater than 4 mil. C. Prohibition of disposable plastic shopping bags. No retail establishment shall provide a disposable plastic shopping bag to any customer for the purpose of enabling the customer to carry away goods from the point of sale. Nothing in this section shall be read to preclude any establishment from making reusable bags available for sale to customers or utilizing recyclable paper bags at checkout. D. Penalties and enforcement. 1. Each retail establishment shall comply with Section 8.04.090 of the Revere Revised Ordinances. 2. If it is determined that a violation has occurred, inspectional services shall issue a warning notice to the retail establishment for the initial violation. 3. If an additional violation of this ordinance has occurred within 1 year after the warning notice has been issued for an initial violation, inspectional services shall issue a notice of violation and shall impose a penalty against the retail establishment. 4. The penalty for each violation that occurs after the issuance of the warning notice shall be no more than A. $50 for the first offense, B. Not less than $100 or more than $490 for the second offense and all subsequent offenses. E. Effective date. This ordinance shall take effect on January 1st, 2019. Calendar item number 8. Pursuant to Council Order 18-056, this is a hearing called as ordered on the petition of National Grid to install underground conduits from pole number 3664 to number 41 Lee Burbank Highway. Calendar item number 9 under unfinished business, pursuant to Council Order 18-040. This is a motion presented by Councillor Rizzo and Councillor Powers that the mayor direct the city engineer along with outside engineering firm CDM Smith meet and discuss a long-term solution to the flooding problems that exist on Sagamore Street. Further, that this meeting be held in conjunction with the Public Works Subcommittee to allow for impacted residents to be informed of the meeting by virtue of the public open meeting law so that they can provide testimony as to their individual situations. Calendar item number 10, unfinished business pursuant to Council Order 18-041. The motion presented by Councilors Rizzo and Council Vice President McKenna that the mayor and inspectional services contact the owner of 1 Beach Street to investigate the compliance of the original plan, which was to make this a 55 and older building. Further, that a report verifying and/or confirming residents in that building are all in compliance with what was originally expected and agreed to is sent to the City Council. Calendar item number 11, unfinished business pursuant to Council Order 18-043, motion presented by Councilor Rizzo that the mayor request all future site plan review meetings to be held in the City Council chambers and televised, just like any other board, in the interest of complete transparency. Calendar item number 12, unfinished business pursuant to Council Order 18-044. This is a motion presented by Councilor Rizzo and Councillor Novoselsky that the mayor instruct the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department inmate crew to pay special attention to the open space at the corner of North Shore Road and Beach Street. This area is a spot that attracts trash and other debris on a regular basis. The next item is the Billboard Ordinance Committee report, which is followed by calendar item number 13. Pursuant to Council Order 18-057, this is a communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Cintia Karine Tolis as a constable for the City of Revere, dated February 13th, 2018. To the Honorable Revere City Council, dear council members, I am hereby requesting the City Council's confirmation of Cintia Karine Tolis of Revere, Massachusetts, as a constable for the City of Revere, in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 41, Section 91 of the Massachusetts General Laws. This appointment is granted for a period of 3 years, unless sooner revoked by the mayor, the chief of police, or the Honorable City Council. Ms. Tolis has been advised that the appointment subcommittee will be contacting her shortly with a date and time to appear before them concerning this appointment. Regards, Brian M. Arrigo, Mayor. Motions, calendar item number 14, pursuant to Council Order 18-058. This is a motion presented by Councillor Keefe that the mayor requests the city solicitor, the city planner, and the building inspector to establish permitting requirements for residential and/or commercial developments to include parking in lease agreements for tenants, employees, or consumers, and that on-site parking shall not be a separate fee in addition to the tenant's lease. Calendar item number 15. Pursuant to Council Order 18-059, this is a motion presented by Councilor Powers that the mayor requests the DCR to replace the lamps on number 98, number 103, and number 109, which are located on the northern end of Revere Beach Blvd. The lack of illumination on the boulevard poses a public safety hazard for motorists and pedestrians. Calendar item number 16. Pursuant to Council Order 18-060, this is a motion presented by Councilor Powers that the mayor requests Verizon to remove the outdoor payphone directly across from number 616 Broadway. Calendar item number 17. Pursuant to Council Order 18-061, this is a motion presented by Councillor Morabito that the City Council accept Section 5N of Chapter 59 of the General Laws. Further, that the mayor, with the approval of the council, establish a tax abatement program to allow veterans, as defined in Clause 43rd of Section 7 of Chapter 4, or a spouse of a veteran in the case where the veteran is deceased or has a service-connected disability, to volunteer to provide services to that city or town. In exchange for such volunteer services, the city or town shall reduce the real property tax obligations of that veteran on the veteran's tax bills, and that reduction shall be in addition to any exemption or abatement to which that person is otherwise entitled, provided, however, that person shall not receive a rate of or be credited with more than the current minimum wage of the Commonwealth per hour for the services provided pursuant to that reduction, and provided further that the reduction of the real property tax bill shall not exceed $1,000 in a given tax year. Calendar item number 18. Pursuant to Council Order 18-062, motion presented by Councillor Novoselsky, that the mayor requests the DCR to provide and install yield to pedestrians and crosswalk signs at 3 locations on Ocean Avenue in Revere, to include 364 Ocean Avenue, 376 Ocean Avenue, and 388 Ocean Avenue. Signs have been installed at these locations for the past 3 years, but have since been destroyed by vehicles and plows this past year. Calendar item number 19, pursuant to Council Order 18-063. This is a motion presented by Councillor Novoselsky that the mayor requests the MBTA to clear the debris and cut the weeds and wild grass from the sides of the tracks of the Blue Line from Wonderland Station to the Revere Beach Parkway Bridge behind the Garfield School. Calendar item number 20, pursuant to Council Order 18-064. This is a motion presented by Councillor Novoselsky that the mayor appropriate $70,000 out of the Community Improvement Trust Fund to construct a new park at the dead end of Walnut Avenue at the intersection of Kimball Avenue. Calendar item number 21. Pursuant to Council Order 18-065, this is a motion presented by Councillor Rizzo that the mayor requests the Chief of Police and the Superintendent of Public Schools to appear before the City Council in executive session for the purpose of discussing school safety, including the admission of visitors to school buildings during and after normal school hours. Calendar item number 22. Pursuant to Council Order 18-066, this is a motion presented by Councillor Rizzo that the mayor requests the City Solicitor and the Building Inspector to meet with the City Council to discuss the groundwork for an ordinance change that would prohibit developers from charging tenants for parking after these projects are approved based on providing a set number of parking spaces. Calendar item number 23. Pursuant to Council Order 18-067, this is a motion presented by Councillor Rotondo that the mayor requests the building inspector to provide documentation for all cases pending before the Chelsea District Court to include address of the property. Calendar item number 24, pursuant to Council Order 18-068, this is a motion presented by Councillor Rotondo that the city update and centralize all building permits for each unit within the city, and that the documents are scanned and stored electronically. And finally, calendar item number 25, pursuant to Council Order 18-069, this is a motion presented by Councillor Rotondo that a citizen review board be established, further that an online citizen complaint form be placed online and be utilized to make complaints and suggestions or compliments regarding any city employee. And this has been before the council, a reading of the Revere City Council agenda for the meeting of Monday, February 26, 2018. I'm Rick Promise, and I'll see you at the council.